Integration by partial fractions is a cheat code to integrating rational functions. Instead of trying to integrate this mess, we break it into simpler fractions that are actually easy to integrate. So let's do it. This is pretty much algebra in disguise because you just need to learn partial fractions decomposition, which is just breaking up a monstrous fraction into a sum of smaller ones. We do this with 3 simple steps. Step 1. Factorize the denominator. This is pretty simple, don't worry about the numerator for now. Step 2. Now that the denominator is factorized, we can split it up.
Woo!
When you split each factor, you need to put it into the correct form. Thankfully, there are only 2 forms. For each linear factor in the denominator, just place a constant on top of it. Like here. There are 2 linear factors, so you'd split it up by placing a constant on top of each. For a repeated linear factor, what I mean by repeated is like here. It's to the power of 3, so it's repeated 3 times. And so if a linear factor repeats, you don't just put a constant over it, you put a constant over each power of that factor up to the highest one. Like this. See how we've put a constant with increasing power. A quadratic factor. Make sure that the quadratic factor is irreducible. What I mean is like this. You can't factorize it or anything. It has 0 real roots. Okay, so for each irreducible quadratic factor in the denominator, write a fraction in this form. So basically put a linear equation on top of it. For example, there are 2 quadratic factors and we would write it out like this. Simple. For a repeated quadratic factor, it's pretty much the same as repeated linear factors. This time putting a linear equation above each increasing power. Step 3. Now that we've split up the fraction, we need to find the values of the coefficients. Firstly, to find the coefficients, it's just like adding fractions. Give the right-hand side the same denominator as the left-hand side. So you do something like this. So now the right-hand side and left-hand side have the same denominator, so we can just worry about the numerator now. There are 2 main ways to approach this. The first one, which is easier, but only useful when there are mainly linear factors, is to sub in some values of x to eliminate one of the factors. So subbing in x equals -1 would eliminate a. Then subbing in x equals 4 will find you a, but I won't bore you with the working. If you want to see, just pause here. The second approach is to expand out the right side. Collect like terms. And then you can make equations from the coefficients of x. From here, it's just simultaneous equations. And we get the same answers as before. That is all there is to partial fraction decomposition. So now, when you see these monstrous fractions, you know to do partial fraction decomposition and get a calm answer.